all of you for coming all the way here. Uh, my name is Anand Khuriye. Today is going to be very short presentation, only 15 minutes. Because this is a growing subject and I am writing something on it. I am going to take this in 4 parts. So only the first part will be dealt today. So that the idea of this yin-yang conundrum sinks in. Hmm? And then you can go around and practice and whatever, and then when we come back next month you will have lots of practical experience or exposure to the concept which we are already using but not really using in conscious way. So my name is Anand Khuriye. I am from Lions Club of Gokuldham Yashodham. I am a member of Indian Society for Applied Behavioral Sciences, Institute of Engineers and Vishnugupta Pratishthan for Sustainable Economics. What do? I do research on ancient wisdom, how to apply ancient wisdom to modern problems, and I study economics, sociology, engineering, astrology, history in a holistic manner and link it to today's life. Like for example, you asked me that question about what are you really. So I am not trying to compare, but in earlier times these disciplines were not separate. You had to be having knowledge of all of these. Like Adi Shankaracharya was an engineer, was a grammatician, was a linguist, was a peripatetic traveler, and so many other things together. Holistic. It had to be that way, because only then you are able to connect the things together and utilize in a holistic manner. Otherwise you keep on looking at one point and keep on improving it, but that may not be in the interest of the overall situation. Okay. So I do corporate training, life coaching, outbound training, seminars, and I am also a speaker at Health Library here. This is corporate training. This is outbound training where people are taken outside so that the restrictions of the space don't apply. This is business owners training. This is personality development seminars. This is drama based on distance palmistry. Once in a while I appear on TV, face reading, body language, etc. These are the subjects. The ancient wisdom that I deal with are face reading, Vastu Shastra, distance palmistry, sensitive points therapy, body language. So far. Distance palmistry is that branch of palmistry where you can make a judgment about a person by looking at his hand from the distance of about 10 to 15 feet. 10 to 15 feet. And interestingly, some of these aspects of distance palmistry are also taught to commandos who are supposed to read body language. Okay, so what is the stance, what is the open stance, ready stance, all these things are taught at different levels in martial agencies because they have to communicate with body language. Posture of hands, the hand itself, how does the hand look and so on. That drama is also on distance palmistry, which tries to teach you palmistry or get you to know palmistry in 2.5 hours. Okay.
Sensitive points is acupressure.
A part of acupressure. There are number of therapies. There is acupressure. Acupressure is pressing the general area. Then there is acupuncture, which is pressing or needling the nerve. Then there is Korean hand therapy. Then there is Marma Chikitsa, and then there is Sujok. So sensitive points. So we can call it as Marma therapy, or we can call it as Sujok, or we can call it as Korean hand therapy.
Zone therapy is same thing.
Something different again. But see, the point is, in all these therapies, the basic presumption is that every point in the body is connected to everything else. So you do anything at one point, it is going to spread through the whole body. A body is different from a dead thing in that way. For example, this is a table. If I rub this part, nothing happens to the rest of the table. But in my case, if I touch it here, the whole body knows that I am touching it here. So anything that happens even at the tip of the nose or tip of the hair, the whole body is knowing and whole body is reacting. So all these therapies, because they were developed in different areas, they have certain different aspects to them, but all of them work. All of them have limitations, still within those limitations, all of them work very well. As far as Korean hand therapy is concerned, we have already given some demonstrations here. Marma therapy is concerned, we have given a demonstration of mystic vibrations. That lecture you can see. Okay, my contact details are here. Thank you to the Help Library. Thanks to you and thanks to myself, because these three entities are a minimum necessary for this thing to happen. Okay. So today's topic is yin and yang conundrum. My book is coming out on yin and yang. This is Chinese concept, but any concept I would consider that it is a universal concept. We have taken it from China, or I have taken it from China at this point of time. What is yin and what is yang? This is a symbol that a lot of you might have seen. So this is black part, this is white part, and the black part consists of a little bit of white part, and the white part consists of a little bit of black part, and the boundary between them is very curved. So what it shows is yin and yang are totally different aspects of the same whole, which continuously keep on going into each other and which are also part of each other. That is the overall concept of yin and yang. What do you see?
A tree.
Tree. We see a tree, we are seeing a tree in the midst of a desert. What we see is called as yang. What we are seeing is we are able to see the tree, we are able to see the leaves, we are able to see its stem, we are also able to see the desert. What we are not able to see is its root system. And just consider that this tree is there in that desert, living in that desert where no other plant is there, only because of its root system. That root system is going really deep and must be having lots of wind on this desert, but it is holding that whole tree together and bringing it nourishment from somewhere deep down in the ground. That thing that we don't see but is there is called as yin, and what we see is called as yang. So yang is that part which is seen, which can be felt. Yin is that part which cannot be seen. Yang is that what is active, yin is what is passive, not inactive but passive. This is a basic understanding of the concept of yin and yang. In this case, you can see the lightning. That lightning is yang, but lightning is coming from the clouds, and it was there in the clouds, it remained in the clouds till a particular position was created so that it could come out. So the clouds and the entire space system would be called as yin. What we are going to see is we are going to see the effect of this lightning on the people, on the surroundings, on the building, etc., etc. What we don't see is what created the cloud and the ecosystem and the dust in that and the wind and so on. That is all passive, and it became active only through this lightning. So the lightning is called as yang, and the situation that creates it is called as yin. So in short, in very simple words, whatever is seen, felt or done is yang, and whatever is not seen or felt, whatever is hidden, whatever is waiting is called as yin. Now examples, now you can also tell exercise, what is it?
Play.
Play or exercise, what is it? Yang or yin?
Yeah.
Yang. Sleep? Yin. We cannot know that a person is sleeping. Yeah. Food? Yang. Habits? Yin. Because habits is something that we are not, heritage? Yin. Wealth? Yang to some extent depends on what you call as wealth. If it is, that's the big thing, because when we call it Lakshmi or money, then it is yang. But if we call it Shri, then it is yin. Because
Mostly it is yin because source is there.
yes, right.
Visible point is small.
True, exactly. Or for that matter, land. Today land is gold.
Yeah.
But you go to Konkan area, so many areas, so many people for the last 40 years have been migrating to Mumbai, keeping their 50 or 60 or 70 acres of land there, because at that time land was not having any worth. Today it is worth a lot. Yeah. So yin can change into yang, and it keeps on changing into yang, and yang also keeps on going into yin. The continuous process happens. History is yin. Coal, yin, because you can see coal but you can't see the energy. Coal was there for thousands of years till we realize the course of fire, and when we fire the coal, the energy starts coming out. So the energy is yang, but the coal which is holding that energy is yin. But if you take it as a stone, then it is yang. So the concept can also change as per the utility or what you are doing with it. Gas, so far as it is used, it is yang. When it is energy, otherwise it is yin. Yeah. So now we can see that the yin and yang concept can be applied to the same item also, in a different, used in a different way. Petrol, again, petrol is below, yes. Yes, car is yang because it is moving, it is outside. But the car company name is yin. See, just because the logo of a car is Maruti, its price might be 5 lakh rupees. The same place you see a logo of Mercedes Benz, the price may be 50 lakh rupees. The reason is the goodwill that is created by that company, goodwill which is not seen by us, not felt by us, but we just know. So that part of that car is yin, and the rest of the part, which is the functional part, is yang. Then sound, yang, because you can hear it, but where the sound comes from is yin. We can go further, we can say Ragdari music is yin and Sugam Sangeet is yang. Because for Ragdari, that note to come out, he requires to practice for 10 years. When he is singing, we don't see the practice of 10 years, but we can hear that voice is something different, slightly different from that somebody who is singing Sugam Sangeet. Picture is yang, we can see it. TV is yang, but the radiation that is yin. Yeah. Heat, yeah, it can be yang, it is generally yang. Education is yin and mobile is yang, the example. It is, so you can find more examples of this type, and you can see that yin and yang can be same item, it can be different item depending on the functionality, it can be different item at different time, it can be different item at different place. And it,
Mind and brain.
yeah.
Same combination.
Brain is something that you can feel.
Yeah.
So in a way, considering mind and brain is yang.
And mind is.
But if you consider body and brain, then brain is yin, because we cannot see brain, we can only see the effects of it. So depends on who you are comparing it with, or what you are comparing it with, and in what functionality. Yeah. Now, how do we apply this aspect to ourselves? We are in the health library, so how we can apply this yin yang concept to us? What we have seen is, in case of yin, yin is passive, yin is continuous, and yin is not seen. Whereas yang is active, it is non-continuous and it can be seen. So the organs are also divided into the similar way, yin and yang, and you can see it here. For example, lung is yin, heart is yin, spleen is yin, liver is yin, and kidneys are yin, kidneys, bladder, etc. Why are they yin? Because they function involuntarily, they function continuously 24 hours a day without any input from you, and there is no visible way that you can, other than breathing, you can see that these things are functioning. You can stop the lungs functioning for maybe 1 minute or 2, but continuously you cannot stop it, and it works on its own. You are not making any effort on your own to take breath. Yeah. So you can see all these organs are involuntary organs and they are working on their own. Okay. Whereas on this side you will see all these organs which are called as yang organs, and these yang organs don't work on their own, they work only when you do something. Like you can see it here, the intestine, the stomach, the gallbladder and the bladder, on which you have got more or less full control. Unless we eat something, our stomach doesn't work. If our stomach doesn't work, our intestines don't have anything to do. Our bladder will not have anything to do unless we drink water. And gallbladder will not take out bile if there is no food in the stomach. So these are all voluntary, and those are all involuntary or non-voluntary. And what are the, now we can come to the crux of today's lecture. Where do we see maximum problems as of today? on that side,
That side, yeah.
yin side, and least problems on this side. But how do we solve our problems? We solve our problems, for example, heart, there is obesity. The heart gets loaded, the lungs get loaded, the liver gets loaded. Then what do? We do lap band surgery where large intestine or stomach is put up there is it cut off. A part of it is cut off. So we are trying to, when the problem is there, we are trying to apply the remedy here. We don't see the problem, why the problem occurred there in the first place. The problem is occurring in a 24-hour cycle, and we are trying to improve it or change it by yang. Whereas what it should be is yang problem deal with yang, yin problem deal with yin.
This is homeopathy, this is allopathy.
I wouldn't put it that way. I would not go into any pathies. But see, the problem has happened in a continuous area, whereas we are trying to give the medicine in a non-continuous area. In fact, because the problem has occurred in a continuous area, that's why it is called as lifestyle problem. And what should be the remedy for a lifestyle problem? Lifestyle problem remedy should be lifestyle remedy. Okay, this is the direct application of yin and yang concept to our life. Now, in the same way, foods are also divided into yin and yang. So, there are certain foods which will support these organs, and there are certain foods which will support, this will make these organs work. Okay, like for example, if you have leafy vegetables, what is going to happen is these organs will work and these organs will gain. Okay, what happens, see, when you eat sugar, what happens?
You will not gain on that side.
What happens is, when you eat sugar, pure sugar, none of these organ works. It doesn't have to work. It is directly digested into sugar, into blood. What happens because of that? That one, the heart, directly gets energy. So the energy that is gained without yang getting into effect, increasing the yin, is at some point of time going to be problematic, because the yin and yang balance is disturbed. If the yin and yang balance is not disturbed, our health will ensue. Okay, like in earlier days, what used to happen was, if you wanted to make a very big kind of recipe, then so many people had to work. Even if you wanted to make a bhakri or chapati, that wheat had to be brought in, wheat had to be ground, wheat had to be cleaned, and so many other processes had to be done till you get the bhakri. So a lot of yang was there before you feed the yin. So yin and yang used to be balanced. Today what happens, you want to eat chapati or bhakri, you go to hotel, you are not put any yang into it, you are directly got the food, that goes into yin. That yin increases, your passivity increases, activity doesn't. There is an imbalance, and this imbalance is likely to bring in some kind of lifestyle problem. The more the refined the food, the more it is going to happen, because the more refined food, the more yin is going to be there, the less yang is going to be there, your unbalance or imbalance of both will increase. This is the way to apply yin and yang theory in day-to-day life. So we need to go checking where we are having yin, where we are having yang, where the problem is yang, then apply the yang remedy. Where the problem is yin, we have to apply the yin remedy. Like, and this is, some of these things are already taken care of by our heritage. In the sense, the cold season, all our festivals which come in the cold season, we are making items which are hot items. Cold, yes, cold season is yin season yang food, so it is balanced. Yang season, which is summer, which is hot season, that is the time we eat a lot of cool food. But now the problem comes, in summer we eat a lot of ice cream. Ice cream is yang or yin?
Yeah. Yin is hot.
Ha, it is hot because it has got sugar, but it is cold to touch. Because it is cold to touch or cold to feel, we eat a lot of ice cream. But at the end of it, what is going to happen? It has got lots of sugar, so it is going to increase the yang. So now you see, this is the same thing you can apply to all foodstuffs. You can apply to everything that is around you. You can apply it to everything that is what you are doing. This is where today's lecture, this was the crux of it, the introduction of the yin and yang conundrum. And this seems to be simple, but when you go to the depth, you start just like this ice cream, hot or cold. Yeah, in the same way, people keep asking whether in the hot season should you drink tea or should you take ice cream. Drinking tea is beneficial than eating ice cream. In the cold season, we don't eat ice cream because it is cold, but in cold season it is better to eat ice cream than drink tea.
That is why even when you go to other cold
Yes,
countries, they
yes.
say you take ice cream.
Yes, yes.
It will
Europe is the maximum consumer of ice cream, which shouldn't have been the case when it is 8 months in the cold season. It has got cold season of 8 months. So now the questions we can ask is, which foods are yin and which foods are yang? Those foods which supply to these organs are all yin food. Those foods which supply to these organs are all yang foods. What are the effects of these foods on body? It doesn't mean that all the time you should be eating yang food. If you are doing yang activity, then you should be eating yang food. So for example, if you are doing a lot of physical activity, you should be having a lot of physical food. If you are doing a lot of yin activity, then you should eat a little bit of yin food. That is the way. And if you are getting tired or if you are having a problem, then there is some imbalance between these two. What happens when yin food is eaten at yang time? Now what time? Because the time of the day also is important. The yang time is the daytime. Yin time is the night time. So if you want to eat yin food, only time suitable is night time for a little bit of yin food. Okay, but late night parties and stuff like that, you are eating all kinds of yang food at late at night at 11 o'clock. So that is going to have an imbalance. So these are the things that we will be taking up in subsequent lectures. We will also be taking up diseases. What diseases are related to yin and yang? When there is imbalance, there has to be disease. Dis-ease. When there is balance, there is ease. When there is imbalance, there is dis-ease. So what kind of, in the next lecture when we go forward, we will be taking up what diseases are related to yin and yang and how it can be sorted out. How yin and yang can be used in the release of the disease. Okay. Then we will also see face reading for good health, how yin and yang are applied to face reading for good health. Face reading for good health is a lecture that we have already taken here, 3 or 4 this thing. In addition to that, now we'll be using yin and yang concept in together with the face reading, and how the universal application of yin and yang can be derived. So summarizing today's lecture, yin and yang forms a conceptual framework for universal processes. Universal processes affect our body, mind and soul. Yang is what is seen, felt or done. Yin is what lies behind it. Yin works all 24 hours. Yin works in without yang is useless. Yin is energy, but without yang it cannot come out. Yang without yin is short-lived. Yin keeps transforming into yang and yang keeps transforming into yin all the time. Realizing this concept helps us do much better in all spheres of life like health, career, personality or relationship. That is a summary of today's lecture.
Even in relationship also.
Yes, because if you are yin, you should have a relationship with yang type of people.
Okay.
Or you try to show that you are yang, whereas you are yin, then that is not going to work.
Correct.
A person who wants to socialize,
That will lead to surface communication.
the surface communication, exactly. And in relationship and career also, if you are yin type, you choose a career which is yin type, then that career will be successful for you because you will take interest in that career. You take a yang type of career, then you will try to run away from that yang all the time. And because of that you may not be successful. Like a salesperson, a person who is a backroom boy, you give him a sales job, he is not likely to make more calls every day. Whereas a salesperson who is outgoing, he will rarely be found in the office. He will make 10.
In that case, then personality, you have to know your personality.
Yes. To understand your personality also, you can utilize this same concept, because the concept is universal. How you apply it and how you apply it in depth, if you again apply it on the surface or superficially, then there is still a problem. Okay, just like the case of ice cream, you have to go into depth, and that yin and yang also. For example, a boy who is 18 years old, he is having a lot of yang, but maybe when he is 55, he is having a lot of yin. So what he is doing as 18 and what he is doing at 55 could be totally different. Okay, thank you very much. If you got any